All right, yo, what's up? Um, this is the last episode of this year, for this channel. Yo, people are already. I don't know if you can see that in this thing. There's people shooting up fireworks already, and it's 9:20 p.m. on December 31st. So I don't know what these people are freaking doing, but um, yeah, this is the last episode of 2021, and basically, I just want to honestly what I want to do here. I've been thinking about this episode for a while now. What I want to do is basically talk about two things. So my life from when I was born until last year. So that's the first part, and the second part is this year. And I just think that it'll be kind of a good way to sum everything up and for people to get to know me to the maximum amount, if that makes sense. And I think it'll be cool to look back on. And I don't know, I've just been thinking about it for a long time. I think it's a dope idea. There are only like 2.5 hours left in this year, so I thought I'd do it on the last day of the year to make it a bit more iconic. And yeah, I think, this episode will get better as it goes on. I promise, because I don't know. Who knows? It might be really long. I don't know, but we'll see. Because this year has been crazy, and my life has been amazing, and this year has been amazing. But yeah, that was a very quick intro. And this shirt, if anyone's wondering, I don't go to this university. I just found it's from a thrift shop we got it like 3 years ago. But anyways, I don't know why I mentioned that. Yeah, I guess I'll get started here. So, I think I'll start from not myself, but like my family. So, my parents were born and raised in Pakistan. We're Pashtun, which is an ethnic group across Afghanistan and Pakistan, and yeah, they're just this huge group that is across the border, and my parents are in the Pakistani part, and I speak it fluently, it's so fun. I love the language, and it's really funny sometimes, and I don't know, it's a dope language. But anyways, so my parents both born and raised in Pakistan, 100% Pakistani. My grandparents are all Pakistani, and then my parents got married in the late 90s, and then in 2000 they had my sister Dina, and they were still living in Pakistan at the time. And then in 2003 in 2002 they came to Canada, and then they moved to Edmonton. And basically how it worked was there was some sort of a deal that the University of Alberta was doing for immigrant students or international students, where you could get they would give you money to live in this one neighborhood. So that's where my family went, and that's where so many of my like Mikhail, my best friend, his family is from there, and like a lot of my other good family friends, not from there, sorry, but they lived there, because all these engineers from Pakistan were trying to live a better life. That's what everyone was trying to do, including my family and some of my family friends. So they decided to come to Edmonton in Alberta, because back then the economy was booming, and they were they had an incentive to live in this one place and start a family there and stuff. So that happened, and then in 2003 I was born, and yeah, my dad's an engineer. My mom works for we used to work for U of A. She works for U of C now. She's it's like dealing with contracts and stuff. I still don't understand the job, but yeah. So I have my dad has like a typical brown dad job, which is being an engineer, because that's what every freaking brown dad does. But so yeah, then honestly, I don't remember anything from like 2003, 4, 5 at all, unless the memories I have are fake. I just don't fully believe that they're real. I don't know why. I'm not sure if they're real. I think I might have made some of them up. But my first memories that I believe I have, and I know I had these memories. We went to Pakistan in 2006, and that was the first time my mom went after moving back, and my dad came a bit after us. But anyways, my first memories were I don't know. My uncle was like rubbing his beard on my face. I don't know. I was like a 3-year-old kid. He was trying to like annoy me. So like, his beard is like, you know how beards are. They're spiky and they're pointy, and he just like moving his cheeks into my into his beard. I don't know why it sounds so weird. That's like my first memory, and then like I have some other memories from that trip, and I think those are my first memories as a human. I haven't been any other species, but I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, dude, those are my first memories. Okay, then after that in 2007, that was when I got into preschool, and I went to this preschool beside U of A. It's like beside Hub Mall. I don't remember the name at all, but there were some like amazing people there, amazing staff members. I have a lot of memories there. And then 2008, I got into kindergarten, obviously. Oh no, I went to Disneyland before that. That was so sick. That was like a big part of my childhood. Going to, see like Buzz Lightyear and stuff, all this cool stuff I loved. And yeah, that was just some good memories. And then I got into kindergarten, and that's where I met. That's where me and Mikhail got into like that's where we like started to get really close, I guess, because we were in the same class and we lived in the same neighborhood. I forgot to mention that. Crap. In 2007, we moved into this really nice house in Terwilliger in Edmonton, and that neighborhood is so amazing. And my best friend Mikhail, who's still my best friend today, best friend since I was born. He lived like down the street, which was like 7, 8, 9 houses down. So we could literally walk to each other's houses and get to each other in like 1 second. And it was like that for like 4 years, which was sick, which was so sick. So yeah, kindergarten, then the next year, grade 1, and grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. And then, I gotta talk about this. In 2011, basically, I when I was first introduced to video games was because of Mikhail, and it was because he had a PS3, and he had Assassin's Creed and Infamous, and I think there was like one other game. But when I played those games for the first time, I was so amazed, and that's where I fell in love with video games. I had a Wii before that, but like I didn't really like. I played it a lot, but I don't know. I didn't really love it. And then after playing Assassin's Creed 1 and Infamous, the first game, dude, that like changed everything. That was like 2010. It was like grade 1. Then like grade 2. Then in grade 2 in 2011, I got my PS3, which is right up there in my closet. The box for it. I'm looking at it right now. And that, dude, gaming is a really big part of my life. And that sounds nerdy, but it's true. Like, if it wasn't for video games, I would not have so many memories in my life. So I guess Mikhail kind of got me started, and a bunch of my other family friends introduced me into other games, and a bunch of people have had an influence on me in this way, if that makes sense. And so yeah, then I got that, and yeah, Black Ops 1 was like Assassin's Creed 2, Black Ops 1, Little Big Planet 1 and 2. All those games, man, they're amazing. The games on PS3 are way better than the games on the new consoles. But yeah, then I went to a school called Richard Secord in Edmonton, from kindergarten to grade 3. I know this is super disorganized, but I'm just trying to tell my story, I guess. then in 2012, I went to Stratford, which is another school in Edmonton, and I made amazing friends there. There were such good people there, and I fell in love with that school and that environment. Even though my first 4 years of school were also really good, the days in Stratford, I spent 2 years there. They were also really good, and it was they actually really impacted me and made me who I am today, I guess. Cause like I don't know, I got to be a class clown, even though the school was strict as hell. I got to be like a class clown. I got to learn a lot. I learned a lot of French, and then yeah, then in 2014, that's when I moved to Calgary. So I spent 11 years and like a couple of months of my life in Edmonton, and then we moved to Calgary in 2014. And then I went to Colonel Irvin, which is where I met, my like really good friends I have today: Marco, Luca, Henrik, Murad, Soeb, Sahej, the gang, man. Um, hopefully they're watching. Yeah, then I met them. They're amazing people. Those are like my really close friends that I talk to like every day. Obviously, there are more people that I haven't listed, but I just don't talk to them as often, So sorry to you guys, but yeah, those years were. I mean, the first year moving from Edmonton to Calgary sucked very bad, and that was like, I really didn't like that, and I hated Calgary for the longest time. So yeah, then I don't know. It was a bit of a tough time adjusting to the new city and the new people. But yeah, that was grade 6 when I moved, and I made really good friends. And then grade 7, 8, 9, those were like the best years that I've ever lived in this on this earth. So yeah, those years were really. I mean, I was like a douchebag to like most people other than my friends, and I was like super toxic and annoying. But honestly, dude, that was like those years were just still fun. Honestly, I think I'm being too hard on myself. I wasn't that bad. Okay, if you knew me, you probably agreed that I wasn't that bad. But to like the girls in my grade, I was completely rude and disrespectful. I think there's some, like, I don't know what you call it. Like my memories being clouded by these couple memories of me being annoying and bad. But anyways, those years were amazing. That was 2014 to 2017, and then 2017 I got moved to Colonel McLeod because the program I was in got removed from my previous school into this new school called Colonel McLeod, and then there I spent my grade 9, my ninth grade year there, and that was when I was like the senior, so it was dope. Me and my friend group were like the dominant people of the school, which was sick. And that year was also really good. But yeah, then that 2018 is when that ended, and then we entered the dark era. This was where, honestly, dude, in my opinion, I think I was just the worst version of myself. And I think that these were the days that a lot of my personal struggle and incompetency and some other words I can't think of right now came out, and I was just unhappy with myself, unhappy with my circumstances, which were my fault. But at the same time, high school just was so disgusting. I don't know why. It just wasn't the same as junior high. I only had Sahaj and Sohib in my in my friend group, so it went from like 8 people to 3. And I'm not saying that was a bad thing. It was just like it was an adjustment, and then like we weren't even in our classes together anymore. It was just like we can only meet at lunch. So I don't know, the combination of like the transition and the small friend group, and like me not performing well in my classes, that really had a negative impact on my identity and the way I saw the world, I guess. So yeah, then in 2019, I did a lot of things in that year. That was like, I went to Hawaii, I went to Pakistan, went on a bunch of road trips with family friends, and that year was like the last bad year I've ever had. I think 2018 and 2019 were just like the only two bad years of my life. The first half of high school was the only bad period in my life, in my opinion, and then, after that, in the second half of high school, it was amazing. So yeah, then 2019 ended. 2 years ago today, it ended, and then came 2020, which was one of my favorite years ever. 2016, 2017, 2020 are my favorite years recently, and they were just so fun. Unlike most people, I think COVID was a really good thing. Unless most people think that, I don't know. I think COVID was a really good thing for me, and it helped me grow and focus on myself and focus on my introversion instead of my extroversion. And I just had time. I was given time to, I didn't mess around. I just pretty much played video games all day. But even during that, I had a bunch of like character development. And I don't know how. I actually forgot how. But yeah, I had an amazing summer, an amazing spring last year. And yeah, then grade 12 started, and I was super nervous because I thought I was an idiot. I didn't think I was going to do good. And yeah, I told that story before in this channel. I ended up destroying the first semester, and then second semester I still did good. Didn't do as good as the first one, but I still did good. And then yeah, I'm not gonna get into the second semester yet. That's in a second. But yeah, then 2020 came to an end, and that year was really fun, and I loved it, and I was very satisfied. And that's one of my favorite years ever. Despite COVID and everything, it was good. And then came 2021, which is this year, and probably the best year of my life. Not my favorite, but the best. And I feel like the version of me 1 year ago today compared to the version of me right now, they're really similar in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways they're very different. And if I could go back to my brain 1 year ago right now, the synaptic pathways would look very different. I don't know if that's the correct way to say it, but I don't know. I feel like my brain has expanded. Literally, physically, I feel like it has, just from learning this year. And yeah, man, like I said earlier, I had the second semester of grade 12, which I loved. It was really fun. Like fasting this year was really fun in Ramadan. That was sick. That was one of the best. That was when the year got like really good. And then in like May, that's when like the COVID stuff finally started to go away a bit because people started to get vaccinated. And that's when I started playing basketball again with my friends. And that's just where the year started to pick up. And then in June, I graduated high school. And that's when like my hangouts with my friends went to like another level. We hung out like very often for a very long time, for a long time, for extended periods of time when we hung out, it was like multiple hours, and that was so sick. We had amazing basketball sessions, in like the basketball courts around the Northwest, but yeah, that was so sick. Then the summer came, and the summer was like a huge part of who I am right now. That's when, I had I talk about this so much, the 10 days I had with Mikhail, that those days were like the best days of my life. And oh my God, that made this year, man. July made this year for me. I met so many old and new people in the summer. Like I went, then in August I went to Toronto with like my good family friends. They treated us amazing. We had really good experiences. And then when I got back from that trip, I started this podcast. And obviously that is a huge part of me now. And it occupies a big part of my brain. A lot of my thinking goes towards what I do here. Yeah, and then that part is documented. You can watch the videos that I made in August, and then the semester started, the university, and then things got tough and things got stressful. But I still had fun during that. Like, I still made podcast episodes. I still made time for myself to have fun. I didn't just completely dedicate myself to studying, I guess. Even though I still did good this semester, except for one class I don't know about yet. I'm still like happy with how I performed this semester. I'm not regretful or sad, but yeah, I just, the way I approached it was good. I could have done better. I could have studied more. I could have wasted less time, but I feel like I still, regardless of that, I did a good job. And I'm proud of myself for that. Then semester ended like, what is it now? 9 days ago for me. And yeah, then I went to Edmonton on last Friday. I got back on Tuesday. And yeah, and then I got my booster and I got sick yesterday, and then today here I am. So yeah, that kind of, I mean, I could have gone in a lot more detail, could have made it a lot longer. But that's pretty much my life until this point. And I feel like I learned so much, and I've had the most experiences despite having a physical limitation on what I can do because of COVID, what I can do in the world at certain times of the year. I still feel like I did the most, and I learned the most, and I felt the most, you know? Yeah. And like a bunch of new things that I did. I literally have a list right here. Okay, just listen to this. New things I did. I donated blood, which I made an episode about. And yeah, you can go watch that if you want. I went camping for the first time, which was so sick. It was like mid-June. It was like a weekend. Just imagine how sick this is. You go to school and it's a Friday, and then you get back home from school and you're off to go camping, and it's the middle of June and your senior year, you don't have any worries. It's just like, yeah, I'm in university now, I can chill. Like that, dude. Oh my god, that was such a sick time. And oh my god, yeah, camping is dope. I love it. I'm gonna need to do it again. I also got into reading books this year. I never read a book on my own time in my entire life until this year, and it's good. Reading is like very important to growth and being inspired to create things and to do things and to have motivation. I feel like, at least that's how it affects me. Just because it's cool to take in someone else's creative expression sometimes, and to just let it freaking fill up your soul and mind. And yeah, so yeah. Then also I started podcasting, obviously, which is very fun. And I painted for the first time. I finished a painting. I don't know that. I mean, here it is. There it is. That's the painting. I talked about that before in the first episode, if you want to go get some details on that. But yeah, that was really fun. Very meaningful. I ate sushi and squid for the first time, which, I don't know. People, like, they're like, yo, you haven't had sushi before? Like, I've gotten that comment so many times, and then finally had it, and it was good. Most of the ones I had were good. It was like, I went to the one where like the train comes beside you and it gives you the food. Most of them were good. Some of them were like, okay. And then squid was disgusting. I had like this, I don't know, it was octopus first and then squid. But octopus, it was like literally they like take octopus meat and put it in a ball and mix cake batter with it. dude, there's a video of me eating it. It's disgusting. Do not eat that octopus garbage. And then squid, I forgot the name. It's like, people always talk about it. But it's like an onion ring with squid inside. I don't know the name. I forgot it. But yeah, then I also, I don't know, I surfed for the first time. There's like this thing in YMCA, this like water thing. It like shoots out this like flat line of water with like a wave. And I like went on there and stayed afloat on the water. If that counts. And then I lost over 20 pounds of weight for the first time. I've never done that. But in like the start of June, I was 190 pounds, I think. And then right now I'm 165 pounds. And I'm like definitely sure that it was all fat. Because I look at old photos from like April, May, June, and then like my face just has like it's just bigger, you know. And I think I even felt it in my body that I weighed more. And I also prayed all 5 prayers every day for the entire year, and that includes today because the prayers are done today. But I'm not even trying to say that to flex. Just for my kids who are watching, my future children, you guys can do it too, okay? It's not just like you can freaking do it while studying, okay? It's not impossible. But yeah, this is the first year I prayed all 5 prayers, which are, how many prayers are there in a year? Let's see. So 365 times 5, 1,825. 1,825 prayers in 1 year. Islamic prayers. So yeah, I did all that. That's I'm not even like shocked about it just because it took so long, but it's like a big accomplishment for me. And I didn't miss a day. I missed some days last year because I didn't pray fully last year, and like I had a surgery last year. But this year I didn't miss a single day. Obviously I didn't pray all of them on time because that's like very impossible sometimes. But I did all of them like either on time or late. But yeah, I also started flossing. I don't know, that it's a good accomplishment for me because I never did it before. And I remember my gums used to be so what's the word? Puffed up, swelled. I don't know if that's the word, but like they were so like out there. And then when I started flossing, I could finally see like the bottom of my teeth, like on like my lower set of teeth, lower jaw, whatever. And then yeah, it's just good for your mouth, dude. If you don't floss, you should floss. And then the last thing here, which literally happened yesterday, and it was very scary. I fainted for the first time in my entire life this year, and it was yesterday. So basically, a little story here. So I woke up. No. Sorry, I got the second dose. No, oh my god, what am I saying? My brain is not working. I got my 3rd dose of Pfizer on Wednesday. It was like 1:30 or 1:50 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay. Then for the first 2 doses, first dose I was okay. Second dose I got really sick. So 3rd dose yesterday, I woke up and it was 2 a.m. I woke up and my arm was hurting and my head was hurting and I was so uncomfortable, and I just woke up because I was in pain from my fever and stuff. So, and I was shivering, I was cold. So to battle that, I put on like an extra huge blanket on to stop my shivering. And then I woke up at around 7 something. I think, yeah, 7:22 a.m. I woke up and I was completely covered in sweat. I was very warm and very hot. And then I was like, okay, I need water. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was so dehydrated because all the sweat came out of me. So obviously all the water is gone from me. And then I was like, okay, I need to get water. So I had a water bottle here, but I don't know why I chose not to drink from it. I got up, and at this point, my ears are ringing, and there's like a bunch of pain in my head, and I'm seeing black and green everywhere over here, just in front of me. But I can still move. I can still function. I have my flashlight, because I didn't take my phone for some reason. But then I walked out of my room, and then I was walking along. I knew I couldn't. I was having trouble walking, and I was walking along my parents' room, and then I got to the washroom. Then I sat down on the toilet, did my stuff, whatever. Then I was getting up, and I was thinking like, damn, I feel like kind of weak right now. I need to get out of this quick and go wake someone up. So I do that, and I literally tried getting up once from the toilet. I could not. I didn't have the power. Then after like forcing myself up, I stood up. At this point, the ringing is still continuing, and I'm just seeing black again. And I start washing my hands. I know it's a long story. I start washing my hands, and I put cold water on my face. And at this point, I'm just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I reach for the doorknob, and everything goes black. And I fall. I remember hearing a fall and just things hitting each other. And basically what happened is I reached for the doorknob, and I blacked out. And then I fell backwards, and I hit my back, right up here on the toilet. And then luckily, by the grace of God, I did not hit my head on anything. If I hit my head on something, it would have been terrible. But then I woke up to my sister Dina, like saying like, Amr, are you okay? What happened? And then, yeah, it was. Then she helped me get up, and she just kept on asking me questions, and I was just like moaning, and like I couldn't even function. I was like, what happened? What's going on? And then she's like, okay, lay down here on your side. And at this point, my entire family's awake, and this is like the span of 2 minutes. Like from getting into the washroom to this point, it's been 2 minutes. And I'm lying down on my side. Then my dad brings me water. My mom brings me like apples. I eat that, and I feel better. So yeah, I mean, I fainted. Don't be an idiot. If you have your third shot, your third dose, don't. I sweated out my fever. That was good because of the heat I was in. But do not make that mistake. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You don't want to risk your injury like that. Something could have happened, man. Something bad could have happened. And thankfully nothing bad happened, because I was in shock for like 30 minutes at the fact that I didn't hit my head after I fell. But make sure you're around people. Make sure you drink water. Make sure you are not irresponsible. You don't sleep in multiple blankets like an idiot in a full sleeve shirt. But yeah, so just stay safe with the third dose, man. So the next part of this video is something that, I just feel like there are a lot of things that I did, that I experienced through like my mind that I loved, but also there are some things that like symbolically represent my year really well. So I have some things I want to share with you, I want to show you, and they were just really cool. I feel like these things are a big part of my year this year. So yeah, let me show you. We get started with this. Okay, first thing is this watch. So, frick, there's no light on it. Here, if you see that, just pause the video or whatever if you're interested. It's this is a watch from Fossil that I got on my 18th birthday. And I mean, it's literally just a symbol for becoming an adult and the transition into manhood, I guess. It's just, I was super against this, like when my family was telling me to get a watch and like how it looks more classy and more manly. I was so against it. And then when they got it to me, obviously as a gift, I was like, dude, this is dope. And it turned out to be something that I really like to wear now. Like, I love wearing this. And then when someone's like, yo, what time is it? You just look at your wrist. Like, that's so cool. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna continue wearing it for the rest of this episode now, just because I love it so much. It's a really solid watch, and it has my name on the back, like engraved on it, which is, no one can take this away from me. And hopefully, like, I don't know, like my son can have this if I do have a son one day. He can like take this and be like, hey, this is yours from 2021 when you turned 18. But yeah, next thing is obviously the classic 7 Habits. This book pretty much shaped me and shaped my personality. Oh my god, this year. This is a huge part of like my character and my who I am. It's really impacted me that much, and I highly recommend anyone who hasn't read it. If you want to make some change, you want to have some more perspective on life and the world, and you want to improve yourself, pick up this book, and at least the first half will really help you if you want to improve yourself, and the second half will if you want to improve things with other people. So yeah, love this book to death. Next thing is this PS5 controller. And yeah, I have a PS5, no flex there, but gaming, like I said earlier, gaming is just a huge part of me, and I've used this on the PS3 as well, and I've been revisiting a lot of old games lately, and even with new games, this is so iconic, and this has helped me relieve stress and have breaks between my studying and at night. Help me get like I study during the day, and then like at night it's like, okay, I get to reward myself with this now. It's just, I love it, man. The way it feels, the way it performs on the PS5 is insane. So if you haven't tried it out, if you have a friend who has a PS5, ask them to make you play Astro's Playroom and use the controller, because I did that with so many of my friends. And next thing here is this thing. I think I've worn this before in like 2 episodes, but this is my sweater, or whatever it's called. I don't know, some employee at this one store called it fleece, but it's from Patagonia, and it is so like just the times that I wore these in, the times that I wore this in. I can't talk today, dude. We're just so happy, man. Like and it feels so good too. It's just, I wear it in -40 and I wear it in +15 weathers, which is, it's versatile, dude. Has this nice pocket here, and it has the Patagonia logo right there, and it's warm, and it's like, it smells like me too. Like, can't get any better than that, dude. But yeah, very iconic for me this year, this sweater. Now, next thing is this. This is Strictly Curls Mark Anthony Curl Envy Cream. This is what makes the magic happen, dude. You see up here these curls. Yeah, these aren't like completely natural, I guess. I mean, my hair is naturally curly, but these enhance the curls a lot. And I used Garnier or whatever it is. I think Garnier hair cream before, and then they started like doing some, like France started doing some crazy stuff to Muslims, so I boycotted the French product and I started buying this. And this is so, dude, it smells so good. Like, oh my god, it smells amazing, and it's just so solid, bro. This is a cheat code if you have curly hair, you want to make your hair even more curly, make it look nicer. Highly recommend this. Next thing is these pair of Crocs. And if you know me, you know that I love these shoes. They're literally my favorite shoe to wear. And I wore them so much in the summer, and I wore them for basketball. I wore them for just like going out normally. And look, I wore them so much that like the bottom is like the grip is like coming off because of so many moves in basketball. They're size 12 and they're yellow. Oh yeah. Shout out to Hashim for getting me them. This is that camping, when I went camping that I was talking about earlier. He got me these as a joke, as a late birthday present. It was one of the presents he gave me. But it turned out to be one of the best things that I ever got as a gift. And it has like the sports mode too, so it doesn't come off your foot. Like, dude, I've used these for so many things. Like, it makes me so happy when I just look at it. Like, holy crap. It literally says iconic Crocs comfort. Like, come on, dude. $10 for these, and they're so solid. Like, I love them. Yeah, there's that. And last thing is this perfume. I mean, cologne, whatever. Eau de toilette, or whatever the hell it is. This is a London by English Laundry. And like, if you've ever smelled something from from like your childhood, it takes you like right back, right? So this smell, oh my god, takes me back to the summer and takes me back to this school year. It's just an amazing smell. I don't know. I think that this is my smell for this year. If I ever want to be taken back, oh wait, am I shining the? Yeah, I am. Okay, if I want to be taken back to this year, I will come to this perfume and smell it. So yeah, I mean cologne. What the hell am I saying, man? Okay, that's it. Oh, sorry. No, this microphone. That's the last one. This thing is so nice. I got it as my sister's friends got it for Tina's birthday, like last year, and yeah, it's so solid. The quality is amazing, and it's obviously a representation of their friendship here. You know, it's cool. It's very nice, and it's helped me a lot. It's given me a high quality way to put my voice into a video or into a file, an audio file, which is, yeah, I really appreciate that. But yeah, those are my symbols for this year. Now, in this last part of the video, I want to talk about what I have learned the most, what the biggest lessons of this year have been, and what I failed to come to realize earlier, and now I am aware of it. So, the first thing here is that I finally found something that I love and something that I'm passionate about. And that's obviously this, which is recording videos and not only content creation, but podcasting and talking, and then, you know, putting it out there. I love that. You know, not everyone in the world and in their entire life can find something that they're passionate about and that they love, that they can genuinely say that they love. So, you know, I'm lucky for that. And I think that once you find that thing, and you find it through playing around with things and experimenting. But once you find it, I think that it's so important that you pursue it and you sink into it, because that is like the most beautiful part about life, is when you act on love. And I'm not talking about like in terms of people, in terms of yourself. Acting for your own happiness and your own passion is the best part about life, in my opinion. And you should definitely do what makes you happy, what you love, And when you find it, you just gotta embrace it, no matter what it is, no matter what people tell you that, like, oh, it's not practical, it's not, this is stupid, it's a waste of time, you're not gonna become anything from this. Dude, take that negativity and use it to become stronger. Take that and use it as motivation to act against that, Yeah, I feel like a motivational speaker right now. But, like, I don't know. It's so important, dude, to just find what you love and sink in, and just let it soak your freaking soul, and just take you over for some time. I feel like that's what's happening right now. I'm just speaking from my mind and letting it all come out right now, and it's beautiful. And yeah, I also learned that you should find happiness in the process, not just the result. And you should stop putting off happiness for the result only, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is there's so much good in the process to achieving something that it's not just the achievement that should bring you happiness. And that's kind of like saying that in the pursuit of your dream, a lot of the dream is in that pursuit. And like, I feel like in terms of myself with this, it's like studying for a math test, okay? So I was studying for my calc midterm, and I was just thinking, I came to this point in the middle of studying where I was just like, dude, I'm actually having fun. Like, I've put a lot of effort into learning, I've done a lot of practice, and I'm enjoying it right now. And then when the midterm came, I was having fun writing it, and then I got my result, and I was happy with the result. So it was just like, throughout, when I achieved that mark, I was like looking back at it, and I'm like, dude, I found so much happiness in the process of studying, and I also found happiness in the result. But a lot of the happiness was from the pursuit of getting that mark. And we should stop putting off our happiness like during the process of doing something. You should also find it in the moment, and like, I feel like with me right now, what I'm trying to do with this podcast is, obviously it's not all about like, oh, I want to become famous. I mean, that is like if I could do this as a career, that would be sick. And it's very unlikely. I'm very far from that point. But I guess part of the process is what I'm doing right now, starting small and making content for me and making content for my happiness. This is part of the process, not the result, which in this case it could be, having it become a career and become a successful platform that can make me money. So I'm finding happiness in this right now, even though it's like not where I would like to be, because I love it and I want to pursue it. I just gotta find happiness in the moment, and I am. Every time I make a video, it's like I know I put my effort into this. I know, or the person who was with me put their effort into this. It's gonna be good, and that just makes me happy. And even recording right now, it's so dope. So I like, through this, I've learned, through this math test, through this podcast, I've learned that I gotta quit putting off happiness for when the podcast is up, or when this grade comes out. It's also the process, man. It's really good. Another thing is controlling negative emotions and feelings. So in the third episode I've made, I talked about how with everything in life you have a choice, like between stimulus and response, there's a gap. And in that gap, you can choose how you want to respond to the stimulus. As at least with people who have a functioning brain and are completely mentally and emotionally aware, you have that ability. And when I discovered that from the 7 Habits, the book I showed earlier, and the way I implemented that into my life was controlling my own negative emotions and feelings, which I still struggle with. I have not mastered that yet, but I've made a lot of progress, and I feel like I've gone somewhere I'm in a very better place than before in terms of that. Like I have a lot more self-control than I did before, and it's because of that awareness of my power to choose. And I don't have to reciprocate that negative energy. I can just take it in and just let it sit in for a bit and then just let it go. Because in the grand scheme of things, that negative energy is so stupid and it doesn't matter. And it would be so much better to focus on the good rather than the bad. It'd be better for me in the long term and in the short term. So I don't know. I just think that's stupid to focus on the negative energy that others put on you or that you've put on yourself. It just feels better to be in a good, positive space. Like, what the heck? Why don't we do this more? And we, including me, okay? I'm not singling you out. But yeah. Another thing is, if someone really wants to do something with you, they will do it. And if they don't, they won't. So, if someone really wants to hang out with you and make time, and if someone wants to hang out with you and spend time with you, they will make it happen no matter what, if they really truly want to. But, if they don't want to, if they just won't, like, people, at least for me, like, when it comes to my friends and family, most of the time, unless I have a bigger priority, which is myself, that comes first, I will make time out of my day, no matter what, to spend time with that person or those people. But when there's something that, when I really don't want to do something, or when there's something in the way from me, I will not make the time. And it's about this. It's literally all about this. There are people who will spend time with you in their free time, and there were some other people who will free time to spend time with you. That's what it's about. And there's two types of people in the world that are like that. So just, that's something that I've learned to keep in mind. And it's not like I'm shooting shots and that's not what I meant. I'm not trying to target anyone with that. Like, because I obviously understand that, you have your own things to do in life. But that's just something that, I've realized over this year, is that that's very true. And it's good to put people into those two categories that I just talked about, and to acknowledge people for the sacrifices that they make to spend time with you, because that is a very big part of any relationship, whether that's between you and your family, you and your friends, you and your loved ones, you and your spouse, you and your acquaintances even. It's just, at least for me, that's something that I care about a lot, and that I want to acknowledge people for doing that, because it's caring, and it means that you care about me and our time and our relationship together. Not, I don't mean a relationship as in romantic, okay? I mean it as in everything but that, and actually everything including it, okay? Yeah. The next one is I learned how to deal with toxic people this year. So basically, this is a fact right here, okay? Listen. So no matter how much you want to help somebody, if they don't want to be helped themselves, they will not be able to be helped. But the opposite is not true. A negative person can bring down a positive person without any effort, without even trying. So that's why it's so important to stay away from negative people and to stay away from toxic people and not let them infect you and not let them disturb your energy and your well-being, emotionally and mentally. So to deal with those people, you have two options: stay away or walk away. So walk away is literally physically staying away from them. But staying away, what I mean by that is what I talked about in the third episode, and what I talked about just a bit earlier now, is to literally not let them affect you. That is something that humans have the ability to do. We have the ability to do that. We can choose, no matter what happens in life, you will never not have the ability to choose how things affect you. Like, if a family member of mine dies, I can either let that ruin me, I can let it define me, I can let it strengthen me. Like, those are potentially, some options, I can choose how I want it to affect me. Or if I get a bad test mark, I can let that negatively affect me or positively affect me. I can, it seems like we don't have that. It seems like that's not a thing. It seems like everything is just natural no matter what. And that when you see that bad grade, it's going to be negative on you because it's a bad grade, But you can also use that as motivation to do better in the future. And many of us have experienced that, So it's just that idea that no matter what someone does to you, no matter what someone says, anything that someone, whether they torture you by stabbing you, or I don't know, you have the power to choose how it affects you. That is just a fact. So deal with toxic people by staying away or walking away. I also learned this year that you shouldn't try to validate yourself through other people. So what I mean by that is you can't control other people no matter what you do or say or anything. All that's guaranteed is what you can do as a person. So trying to validate yourself through others will only lead you to disappointment. It won't only lead you to disappointment, but you're not guaranteed to have your expectations blown out of the water. You can be disappointed. So what I have learned is that I need to find things that bring me happiness and bring me excitement that I have control over and that make my life better because it is something that is only controlled by me. And when you're able to do that, you won't be disappointed anymore, and you won't have your expectations, and you won't be let down by anybody. It's just it's either you do it or you don't do it. And it's not a matter of another person having the need of another person to bring that happiness to you. Yeah. And then this one's so important, dude. This one's probably the most important thing I've ever learned in my entire life. But it's the idea that your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. So when you're in bed and your alarm rings, you turn it off, and your feelings tell you stay in bed, and your mind tells you to get up. So the idea is that if your mind is stronger than your feelings, you will get up out of bed. And that is how a strong person operates, is that they have become so used to their mind taking, and like they've been so used to doing things that they don't want to do because of their mind being stronger than their feelings, that it's just second nature to them. So that's something that we need to do every day. Make that our new norm. You have to do things that you do not want to do to get where you want to be. So when your mind is stronger than your feelings, you will know that I have to do this to get to here, despite what your feelings might say. Your feelings might say, I don't want to do this. This is something that will make me tired. It will make me stressed. It'll make me angry. It'll make me unhappy. But regardless of that, you have to push forward, because you know your mind is telling you that this is the right thing to do that'll bring you this. So it's so important to remember that, especially in school and in progressing through life as a human. You need to remember that when your mind is stronger than your feelings, you do that, you practice that every day, you live by that, you will be successful. It's just, if you act on it, you will be successful. I really believe in that. And just branching off that idea is the idea that you need to grow as a human forever. There's no point at which you should ever stop growing. You should always be putting yourself in a position where you can grow as a human, or else you're just sitting in a box. And I don't think anyone wants to be a box. I think we all want to be flowers, or I know we don't want to be flowers or plants in a box. We want to be plants in the air, in the soil outside. We don't want to be trapped. So when you put yourself in a position where you can grow, you are doing yourself a very good service. And I think that's so necessary towards happiness, is to continually grow and to learn and to keep the cycle going, because life is about continuation. It's not about, you reach this one spot and that's the best you can do. That's not how it is. That's not how it works. That's not how anyone should live their life. I think you should be trying to experience more and to learn more and to become inspired and to inspire others. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do to help others and yourself. And I think with something as diverse as a podcast, I can explore and talk about ideas on my own, and I can also get someone else in here to do the same. And through that experience, I'm experiencing a lot of growth, because I'm adding to my own way of seeing the world through that experience. So in your life, I do that in different ways as well, through, reading or volunteering, or, just other hobbies that there are, where I interact with others and I interact with information. I just feel like you need that in life to live a happy life. And you need it forever. And the last one I want to talk about here is this year I really became aware of the importance of death, and how we are all going to be going to the same place. Like, human life is so similar. We are all so similar in the idea that we will all be going to the same place. We're all gonna die eventually. It's gonna happen. And that idea just motivates me to do what I want, when I want, how I want, whenever I want. I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. Like I've obviously touched on this topic before, but the idea that we're all gonna die gives me the that idea gives me the comfort of, like, it gives me comfort because it means that no matter what risk I take or whatever I do, the worst thing that can happen will be death, and it's very unlikely, but that's the worst thing that can happen. So it gives me the, wow, this is so hard to talk about. That gives me the ability to do, and it even applies to this right now. Like, what's the worst that can happen with me talking here? Is someone gonna kill me, you know? Am I gonna die from this? Like, it's so hard to explain this right now. I don't know why. This is crazy. I need like a long time to talk about this. But okay, yeah, I mean, that's one part of it. The other part is like, it's just so important to think, like, if I died today, how would I impact people? Even though that's not how all you should live your life for, it's important to think about that. Like, what will be my legacy? How will people remember me when I'm gone? Because that should be important to everybody, I think. If you don't value that, then you probably don't have good relationships in your life. At least that's the way I see it. But yeah, you know, death is a very big theme in my life, if that's the word. I just feel like it's such an important thing that it gives everything purpose, and it gives everything value, and it gives me the comfort in doing things in my life and doing them without fear of being judged or being looked down upon. Because as long as it benefits me and benefits my happiness and contributes to my growth, that's not in some box being influenced by others, then like, that's just the best way to live life, I feel like. So yeah. Yeah, it's just okay, in the last hour and 10 minutes of this year, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's helped me this year, and everyone who's watched any of my videos or listened to me at all, and anyone who's messaged me, anyone who's done anything for me in any way. I just want to say thank you so much. And I don't know how I can repay you for doing that. And I'm excited for this next year, 2022. I'm excited for what it can bring to this channel and to me as a person. And because a lot can happen in 1 year, you know. Your life can change in just 1 year. It's crazy. It's happened to all of us. We know about it, but you know, who knows? Who knows where the channel will be in 1 year? Who knows where I will be in 1 year, or where you will be? But I just want to say thank you, man, for supporting me in any kind of way, and for watching my videos. And yeah, I've had such a good year, and I'm just so happy. And just on that note of like death, I just want to say that when I die, this will be the part of me that lives on, is this channel. Because I'm putting a big part of me into the videos I make on here and the content I create. So just remember that. Just remember that when I'm gone, this will be what lives on for me, and it'll be that's my intention. I made it like that, and I want it to be like that, and that makes me happy, dude. It'll be a cool way for people to remember me when I'm gone. And I've put a lot of my personal life out there for that reason, to have that effect on people. And it's all about just being yourself and having emotion and being expressive, because I feel like those are very important. And it's that idea again, man. Like, the reason why I can do that is because of the idea of death. It's really, I don't know if people understand that. I don't know if you understand that. It feels weird to talk about being alive, but it's just motivation, dude. But yeah, I mean, here it is. You can watch the part of me that lives on, and it really is from the soul and from the heart, all of it. Like, I have put a lot of time and effort into this, and if it helps you, that's all that matters. It helps me, but beyond that, the bigger thing is just helping people. And I just want to say thank you. That's really all it's about, is just appreciating the people who have allowed this channel to grow and to become what it is, even though it's very small. I don't even know what to say, bro. I'm just happy that this channel has been made, and that things have happened, and that it exists. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.